Welcome back. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and we're continuing to review this DAK DMR-3000, and we're going to check out the reception capability. Actually, shortwave reception this morning was not too bad. I could hear the strong stations where for the past week I haven't been able to hear anything. It's like there was a shell over my yard protecting any RF transmissions from coming in. It's now dying off. It's now 6:50 a.m. Eastern satellite time, daylight time, frog time, or something here in Florida, and we're receiving at WWV on 5 megahertz pretty good. I could barely hear the female voice from Hawaii, and then you could hear probably the gentleman's voice that's in the United States. So we're just going to kind of play with some a bit. Again, shortwave conditions have been terrible, and they're probably fading pretty rapidly this morning. So let's turn this radio on and see what we got. I kind of have to stay close. See, now it's gone. And you may not be able to hear the radio too good because I'm using my headset. So I'll kind of give you an indication if you can't hear it, what's going on. I can hear the ticks. Now, I'm using my external antenna. This particular antenna that I'm hooked up to right now is my little long wire. It's just a piece of wire strung up in my backyard. It's about 30 or 40 feet long. It's nothing special. And without that, with the present band conditions, this radio is dead. Let me just show you. So we're picking up quite a bit of noise. You can hear the ticks, or I can hear the ticks. But I'm getting closer to the radio so you can hopefully pick it up. If I disconnect the antenna, you don't hear anything. I mean, you hear a little rumbling. Probably you can hear my fan going better than you can hear the radio. I'll put it to full volume. That's full volume. Just a tiny bit. Now, granted, I don't have the telescopic antenna extended, which I'll do for a second here. That'll help. It's got a pretty long telescopic antenna. Okay, now I'm picking up something. I can hear the ticks. And I don't know which I should do. Should I use the internal antenna or should I cheat and use an external antenna? Let's start or go back, or let's stay with right now the internal antenna, which is completely rotatable, so I can set this back down and kick the camera. And right now in this position where it's on its little stand, the antenna is vertical, straight vertical, so that's good. Barely hear WWV. Let's go to 10 megahertz. We'll go direct tune, 10, enter. Nothing there. Again, I'm using my headphone microphone to cancel the fan noise, so you probably can't hear the radio. But trust me, I'll take it off for a second. Hold on. So basically there's nothing there. That's at full volume. That's full volume. Let me turn it down for a second, and now I'll go to the external antenna for a second. Wow. So now I can hear it. And I turned the volume down considerably. I had it full scale, now it was about 40%. So this is another radio that you really need an external antenna. It's kind of a mixed bag because it's portable, but yet it works much, much better with external antenna. Now, since I mentioned that, in the documentation, if I can find it again. Yeah, no, that's not it. Okay, well, they give you a hint that they also, this is the adapter, and the adapter, and I just looked at it right now, has 2 plugs on it. See if you can see that. The adapter has 2 plugs. And the reason being, one is for a radio and one is for an external amplified antenna that they sell or sold. So they kind of admitting there that you need an external antenna for shortwave, especially. And as we just saw, you definitely do. Which is kind of like my Sangean ATS 909X. It doesn't work very good on its built-in antenna, but it works great on an external antenna, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. So, and I'm kind of getting the feel that this is, the guts of this might be a Sangean design, or whoever designed Sangean. Like I say, this looks like a lot of radios I've seen. Sangean, Texan, Radio Shack. But it's been modified, so it doesn't match any of them perfectly. Okay, let's go back to tuning. Now, let's just, for instance, it says, according to this little handy-dandy chart, it says it tunes from, for the 75 meter band, 3.58 to 4.215, for the 41 meter band, 7.10 to 7.735. So you get the amateur radio band included in there, but it doesn't have single sideband. Most of the activity on the amateur radio bands is single sideband. So let's see if it has my favorite band on when considering international broadcasts, which is 31 meters, and it does say it goes from 9.500 to 10.135. Well, that's excellent. So let's see if it does. Now, let me put the stand down and kind of, well, see that's a problem with these. Let me see if it pulls out. Nope. With these antennas is you can't lay the radio down flat with them because it just you can't. You basically can't, because the antenna will go off on a 45-degree angle. So based on that, I'm going to put this thing down, get it out of my way. I understand what some of you are thinking. Hey, it's a portable radio, use the antenna that came with it. But for this testing, I'm going to use an external antenna. Okay, now we're going to direct tune to, it says, 9.5. Starts the 31 meter band. So we'll direct tune 9.5 enter. Okay, there we are. We'll see if we hear anything. Probably won't. No. So let's tune up and see if it actually does go to 10.135 as it shows right here. Okay. And I'm just going to go through the whole thing. I'm not going to stop. 9.6. Let me zoom in, help you out a little bit so you can see what I'm showing you. So you can see what I'm showing you. That makes a lot of sense. Nine 9.9, 10.0, 10.1, and then it jumped. So it says it would go to 10.135, and I think it did that. So even though it doesn't cover all the shortwave spectrum, it does cover as advertised right here, at least on that band. Let's try one more band. Let's try the 16 meter band. Again, I'm a little struggling with this writing. It's a little small. And that starts at, okay, now, what's interesting is it jumped once it got to 10.135, I'm guessing. Let's go down a little bit slowly. Okay, there we go. 1.3, 1.35, then it goes to 11.580. Now, oh, here it is over here. I have to go across. I was going down. Okay, so the next international meter band is 11, and it says it starts at 11.580. Okay, so it doesn't cover, it's a little misleading in the manual that it's continuous tune through those whole two bands. It's not, but it does tell you right here what it will tune. So probably if you're looking at an ad or something, you probably won't notice this. So just something to keep in mind. So now we've answered that question about tuning. Let's get back to reception. So let's go back to the 31 meter band. I don't know if there's any way to get back there quickly except direct dialing. So we want to go to, what was it, 9.5. So we'll direct 9 point, and it's got a decimal point, so you don't have to enter all the digits. So you can go right there, hit enter, and there we are, and we'll turn the volume up. We're on the external antenna, and we'll just see what we can find. Now it's tuning with steps of 0.005 megahertz. Now it has a fast tune button, which is off the camera right now, right here. So I can push that button and see what it does. If it even made contact. No, didn't change the thing. Let me, usually there's that beep. I'm thinking that button's not working because I'm not hearing a beep when I hit it. Typically, if you hit any of these other buttons, you get a beep feedback. I'm not getting it there. So I'm thinking it's not changing tuning. Nope, it's not. So that button, either I'm using it wrong or it's not working. So we're going to go ahead and tune. Again, shortwave conditions are terrible. May not find anything. Oh, there we go. Pretty good. 9.575. I think that's out of Tennessee in the United States, and it's typically really strong. Let me take my headset off for a second.
The driver of the second car, bus driver and passengers were not injured.
Thousands of complaints from people who bought new cars that aren't up to scratch.
So that's doing okay.
Servicing and misleading them over.
I flipped the AM sensitivity button on the side. Let me zoom out for a second. I flipped the switch on the side to local instead of DX, and it got rid of some of the ambient noise. And right now, this is coming in perfect. Again, it's probably out of Tennessee, which is about 800 miles from me. 9.575. I'll look that up later. Okay, moving on. 9.580 is where it is. 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 So that particular station was at 9580 was the correct frequency. Now, this radio, because of the digital tuning, is basically muting while tuning, which I hate. And that's another reason I like an analog knob to tune, so that I can go through the bands real quickly, and I can detect when there's a frequency there and back up. Where this, it jumps, and it takes a while to manually tune. So if you're like me, I'm always searching for frequencies. That's a real drawback. Okay. Okay, I was seeing if it would go into automatic tuning if I held down the tune button. It does not. It just scans continuously, but the audio is muted, so I can't hear anything. So let's try this fancy little button here called Seek, which should be automatic tuning. Let's see if it finds a station. Here we go. Whoa! Look at there. Wow. We turn the volume down. Loud and clear at 9.800. It's a Spanish language station. It could be very close by. I have a lot of those in Florida. The Seek button found that station. It's very, very strong. Now, something just dawned on me. There's no S meter. There's no bar, number, nothing. No S meter whatsoever. Negative for me. I'm going to have to mark it down for no S meter at all. Nothing. Okay. So let's turn the Sense button back up. It's over here. I turned it back up so it's in DX mode. And then we'll go back. We'll turn the volume back up. And you can see that noise or you can hear, maybe. It's really strong now. So we'll Seek. Okay, we're getting this side signal. Okay, it's when I flip that switch on the side, right here, that either cuts in a preamplifier or it puts in an attenuation. When I put that in DX mode, there's so much noise using the external antenna that the Seek button won't work because it's detecting all that noise and just stopping automatically. I'll show you again. See? Won't work at all. Now, probably will work fine if I'm using the built-in telescopic antenna, but it's not working right now using external antenna. Oh, I'm up to almost 20 minutes on the show. I hate to have shows run so long, but you know, this is pretty interesting radio, so we're going to continue on. I'm sorry for it being so long. Anyway, so that's not working now. Let me go back to the local position on that knob, and then we'll try Seek again. And now it's only going to find. Well, do I have the volume off? Stopped at 10 megahertz. Oh. WWV is coming in. Well, it was. Okay, let's push it again. Now the next thing I'm curious about, yes, it did go to the next range automatically. So it didn't stay just within that meter band. It's gone to the next one. Some noise there. I went to 15 megahertz, again to the next range on the scale. Scanning pretty fast. It's scanning at 0.005 megahertz. That fast button is apparently not working due to the fact that it's an older radio. And like I said, initially some of these other buttons were kind of intermittent. I can't get that one to work, so that one's either I'm not doing it right or it's dead on arrival. Okay, now what it did is it went back to 9.580, which is where I started the seek. It didn't go all the way down to this lowest frequency, which is 3.580. So now let's just do that. Let's go to direct tune to 3580. Enter. Now we'll try seek and see if it does them all. There it goes. Doesn't take very long, especially since it's not finding anything. Again, I've got the either the attenuator on or the preamplifier off, whichever that button does. There's a stop, and I have the volume down. El programa cultural Confesiones entre Puentes a cargo del periodista y crítico Fernando Rodríguez Sosa con guion y producción de Rafael Ribot Mendoza. Hoy viernes 10:25. I had to tune up a little bit because it caught it before it was on the correct frequency. It caught one of the side bands. Loud and clear. There's another side band. Another one. Another one. Another one. There's a preacher man from Tennessee. So I'm going to say reception is pretty good using an external antenna. Now, what I'll do, since we played with this seek button, is I'll unplug the external antenna. I'll put the sense to DX. I'll then extend the telescopic antenna. Try not to run into my camera. Okay, I'll go back down to the lowest frequency, which is 3.580. Okay, now I can't show you the display because the antenna is preventing me from laying this down. I'll do the best I can. Okay, I can put it on that angle that I had it. Then get the it'll stand up. You can kind of, maybe if I put something underneath it. There we go. So I've got the telescopic antenna extended. It's about 85 degrees, so it's not totally vertical. And I've got the DX, I've got the AM sense to DX, gosh, I'm up in 24 minutes. And we're going to do the seek and then we'll stop this video. It's getting way too long. Okay, here it goes. Do I have the volume up? Yeah, I have the volume up. Remember, it found something at about 5 megahertz, a little above 5 megahertz on the external antenna. Noise, it's just noise. There you go. There's that one I found before. It's probably local in Florida someplace. See if we hear the Preacher Man, which was at, I forgot what it was at. No, I think we passed where the Preacher Man was. So we're just going to let this scan through. Now, look at that. It didn't go to it. I think what it did, and let me see if I can verify that. I think what it does is it scans either shortwave 1 or shortwave 2. Okay, shortwave 1 is 3.58 to 7.7. Wow. Oh, that's that one again. Let me see if it goes to 7.735, and then I think we're about done here. The audio is pretty good. So we're looking for 7.735. 7.2, 7.3, 7.735, and it starts over. Actually, it starts over. So it does do either shortwave 1 or shortwave 2, depending on which of those two you start the radio in. So that's how the seek button works. Let me get this out of the way. Well, actually, that's a pretty good position. Okay. Okay, let's turn the volume down. Okay, now, quickly, I'm trying to get under 30 minutes. I'm going to try AM and FM. So let's go to FM, and we'll turn the volume back up.
Maybe you got a big summer project you're working on. You need that extra sleep to wake up. You feel great, work harder. That's why I would say, hey, check out the sleep.
Now, I've already noticed this, so I won't spend too much time. FM, there is noise all the time, even when you've got a strong station. 103.7 is a strong station in this area, and I still got background noise, and I'll let you hear it for a few seconds.
Sleep, so you know what to adjust for your best quality sleep, like your sleep number setting. In fact, according to Sleep IQ research, people who adjust their sleep number setting.
Now, I have dollar store radios, FM, AM, FM radios, that do better than this. So this is terrible. So if you want to listen to FM, and that's what some of my other listeners have reported, FM, even AM, not so good. And the review on in Monitoring Times, which I have here, it says, see if I can find it real quick. I can't find it, but it also said FM is not very good. So forget using this for AM and FM. It's basically a shortwave radio. Appears to be doing a pretty good job of shortwave, especially if you use an external antenna, kind of like my Sangean radio. So that's the review. I'm going to put the final grade on here. Boy, if I have to include AM and FM, which was terrible. I can see I didn't test it much here because I didn't have much time. I'm going to give it a C because it did pretty good on shortwave, so I'm going to give it a C. So that gives it, that gives it an overall grade of a C. 2 A's, 2 B's make a C, and CCC. I'm going to give this radio a C. So it's an okay radio. Compared to other radios I've tested, I would not buy this radio. So this radio, it's got a lot of advertised features, but some cases like audio quality, just kind of okay, and reception, boy, it's terrible on AM, FM. It's fair on shortwave. So I'm going to give it a C. If you can get a bargain on this, like I did on Amazon, and this one looks pristine. It does apparently have a button with a problem with the fast buttons. If you can get it a really super bargain, yeah, I get it, but otherwise, pass on this. So that's the show for today. I'm sorry it's so long. I wanted to give you a lot of details about this radio because people have helped me get information, so I felt that I should spend more time on this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Bye-bye.